All right. So, uh, are you ready to like dive into the world of programming? I know programming can sound a little, maybe not the most exciting thing, but trust me on this one because today we're talking about something that is absolutely essential. Variables.
Yeah, and even if you're someone who's like, I don't do code, understanding variables can be a real light bulb moment. It's like
Yeah.
the secret key to understanding how software actually works.
Exactly. You send over some notes from, it looks like 2.1.pdf,
Mhm.
and it seems like you were digging into variables.
That's right, yeah.
So let's break this down. All right. What kind of magic are they doing? And like, why should we even care?
I mean, they really are everywhere in our digital world, right? From the app on your phone that's tracking your steps to those kind of creepy good recommendations you get on, for your next book.
Okay. So 2.1.pdf, they start with this brain teaser, right?
All right.
And it's about a bus. Have you ever heard this? You have to figure out how many passengers are on board, and they use that to introduce the concept of variables, which I thought was pretty clever.
Yeah. It's a great way to think about it because a variable really is like, imagine a box. You can put information in that box.
Okay.
And it has like a label on it, so you know what's in the box. So in the case of this bus riddle, instead of trying to remember like 5 passengers in your head, the program uses a variable, we could call it like numPassengers,
Yeah.
to hold that value, that 5.
So it's like a label, but it's like a label that can hold something.
Exactly, exactly. And just like a real box, you can add things or take things out,
Yeah.
right? So you can change the value that's stored in a variable as the program runs. And that's where things get really interesting because it means the program can be dynamic. It can change based on what's happening.
Change as it goes.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not just like a static label.
Yep.
Things are changing. These values, they're being updated. And what I thought was fascinating is, 2.1.pdf shows this very simple little program, right? And it uses variables like X, Y, and Z. And you can actually see as the program does its thing that the values assigned to them are changing. That's like, whoa, okay, things are happening.
Right. And this is where it gets really interesting because in programming, that equal sign that we're used to,
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
seeing in algebra, it doesn't mean equals in the way that we think of it mathematically. It actually means assignment.
Whoa, okay. So this is blowing my mind a little bit. So it's not about like stating a fact. It's more about what?
Yeah.
Like giving a command.
Exactly, exactly. When you see something in code like x equals 5, what that really means is like, computer, I am instructing you to take the value 5 and store it in a variable that we are going to label x.
So it's less like X is 5 and more like, hey, computer, put 5 in the box labeled X.
Yes, that's a great way to put it. It's about giving the computer instructions, right? And variables are how we store and manipulate the information that we're working with. And it's that ability to like give the computer these instructions, right? That's what makes variables so powerful.
Okay.
You think about how Netflix recommends movies.
Yeah. How does it do that?
It's analyzing what you've watched, right?
Right.
All that information is being stored in variables, and it's comparing your viewing habits to maybe millions of other users to try to predict what you might enjoy.
So it's like we're not even talking about simple storage anymore.
Right.
We're talking about using variables to like find patterns and make predictions.
Exactly.
And even personalize our experiences online.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like you're teaching the computer to learn, essentially, based on all this data.
Right.
And variables are like the building blocks of that whole learning process.
Okay, that makes sense. But there's this one part in the 2.1.pdf that, I got to be honest, kind of threw me for a loop.
Okay.
And it shows a variable appearing on both sides of an assignment.
Okay.
It's like X equals by 20. It's like looking in a mirror and seeing yourself 20 times over. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
How does that even work?
I know. It seems a little strange at first, but remember, we're not dealing with like static equations here, right?
Okay.
It's all about the sequence of instructions.
Okay, so walk me through this. Like, how does the computer know what to do when it sees that?
So imagine the computer has like a little notepad.
Okay.
And on that notepad, it's written down that x equals 1 just to start, right? So it sees this line of code and it says, okay, x by 20. So the first thing it's got to do is it sees that x on the right side and it says, what is x right now? It looks at its notepad and says, oh, x is currently 01.
So it's like it's taking inventory, like what's going on.
Exactly.
Check
It's
it.
checking its notes
Yeah.
and it says, okay, 120, that's 20.
Okay, so now we have this new number, 20.
Right.
What happens to the original, the one that was there before, the X that was 1?
That's where it gets really interesting. That original value it basically gets overwritten.
Oh,
Because remember, the equal sign in programming means take whatever's on the right and assign it to the variable on the left.
right?
So it takes that 20 and it puts it right where that 1 was.
It just pays right over it.
Exactly, exactly.
Wow.
And now x is 20.
Okay.
If it looks back at its notepad, it would say x equals 20 now.
So it's almost like this living, breathing thing, this variable.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
It can change based on what's happening in the program.
It's on the instructions, yeah.
Exactly, and that's what lets us create these really dynamic programs, right?
Yeah.
Things that are interactive, where we can, like, have something change based on what the user does or what's happening in the real world.
Right, like adjusting a thermostat based on what the temperature is.
Exactly, exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me that, like, this one little concept, like, opens up all this possibility. But I got to ask,
Yeah.
if we're constantly changing these values, like, how do we make sure things don't get messy?
Right.
How do
Yeah.
we make sure we're storing the right, like, type of information in a variable?
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping us from putting someone's name in a variable that's supposed to hold a number?
That is a great question, and it brings up this whole other fundamental concept in programming, which is data types.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Data types. All right, I'm ready. So it's like we got to make sure we have the right containers for the right stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Programming languages, they have these things called data types.
Okay.
And it's basically a way of making sure that everything stays organized and runs smoothly.
Okay.
Like, in your kitchen, you wouldn't store, I don't know, soup in a container that's meant for flour.
Right.
You got to keep them separate.
Yeah.
Just like in programming, you wouldn't want to store text in a variable that's supposed to be holding a number.
Okay, that makes sense. So, like, going back to that bus example,
Yeah.
use numPassengers.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like a container that's meant for, like, whole numbers, right?
Exactly, exactly. In most programming languages, that's called an integer.
Okay.
And it makes sense because, you can't have half a passenger.
Right.
So it's got to be a whole number. But if you were storing, like, I don't know, the average age of those passengers,
Okay.
then you might use a different type of data type. You might use what's called a floating point number, which is basically a fancy way of saying a number with decimals.
Okay, so it's all about picking the right tool for the job.
Exactly.
Or the right container for your ingredients.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so we've gone from, like, bus riddles to Netflix recommendations to data types.
I know, right? It's all connected.
This deep dive has been, it's really opened my eyes to how much more there is to variables than, like, meets the eye.
And we've really just scratched the surface here because
Yeah.
the thing that's so fascinating is that this idea of variables, it goes way beyond just programming.
Really? How so?
Well, think about it. Like, we as humans,
Yeah.
we're constantly taking in new information, processing it,
Right.
and updating our own internal variables, so to speak.
You mean like our beliefs and our understanding of how the world works?
Exactly. Exactly. Like every time you learn something new,
Yeah.
that challenges what you thought you knew.
Yeah.
It's like you're updating a variable in your own mental program.
Oh, I like that.
You're constantly learning and adapting and evolving based on this new input.
So we're all just walking, talking programs, basically,
Yeah.
with our own little sets of variables.
Yeah. It's all about how we process information.
I love that. That makes me realize that programming concepts, they're not just these abstract things.
Right.
Like, they're really reflections of how we as humans interact with the world
Yeah.
and how we make sense of the world around us.
Absolutely. And, just like a program uses variables to like process information and make decisions, we use our own kind of internal models to navigate life, right?
That's amazing. That's awesome, man. We started with what I thought was going to be a pretty, technical
Yeah.
deep dive on variables, but it's turned into this, like, really fascinating exploration of how information shapes our understanding of, like, the digital world and just being a human.
That's so cool. I love that.
Well said. That was amazing. To our listeners, I hope that this deep dive has sparked your curiosity, given you a new appreciation for, like, the power of variables.
Yeah.
Even if you're never going to write a single line of code yourself.
Right.
Just knowing about these basic concepts can really change the way you think about the technology we use every day.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe it'll inspire you to like learn a little bit more about the world of programming, because just like variables themselves, the possibilities really are endless.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive into variables.
It's been real.
It's been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, keep exploring, keep
Yeah.
learning,
Yeah, stay curious.
and keep those mental variables updated.
Absolutely, you got it.